All right, welcome back. Today we are talking about how to lower your cholesterol, what cholesterol is, um, and what to do if it's too high. If your doctor tells you your cholesterol needs some fixing, we got the fixins right here. So, welcome back. I'm Reggie Wilson, founder of Fit for Freelance, where we build adaptive business leaders through compassionate health coaching. And what I want to do today, I go live on Facebook and YouTube Mondays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and I share across the internet. So if you see this, engage it, like it, share it with a friend, especially if you know someone who has high cholesterol, because we're really going to be talking about that today. So today, cholesterol, hot topic. Sometimes I have clients that join my coaching program who recently have some kind of diagnosis, or their doctor says, hey, your cholesterol is high. And so I did a lot of research recently, kind of looking at what I can do to help my client lower their cholesterol. And so I decided I should share it with you just in case you need to learn about cholesterol, what it does and everything like that. So what is cholesterol? Who knows? Leave a comment. Just kidding. Okay, so basically cholesterol is a very important lipid, basically, that is used in cell walls in your body. Lots of hormones, testosterone is cholesterol based and all that stuff. So it's important because your body uses it for different functions. Your liver creates it, and it flows through your body on these things called lipoproteins or lipoproteins, right? So imagine your bloodstream is kind of like a lazy river, and your fat molecules, these lipid molecules, triglycerides and cholesterol, need to get across the body through the bloodstream, and they can't swim on their own or something. So they jump on these lipoproteins to get where they're going in the bloodstream. So there's HDL, which is like a high density lipoprotein, and that's kind of like where these cholesterol molecules and lipids will jump on, and the LDL, which kind of puts more of the cholesterol onto surfaces of your arteries and stuff. So over time, if your cholesterol is high, what can happen is you can have more of these lipid fat deposits on your artery walls, and that can be really problematic in those tiny arteries, especially in your heart. So cholesterol is directly connected to heart disease if you have too much of it for too long. And there's no symptoms of high cholesterol, really. There's just those kind of end-stage emergencies that you want to avoid: heart attack, strokes, coronary artery disease, all that stuff. So it's very important for you to know your cholesterol. And you do that by kind of checking it every 4 to 6 years over the age of 20, right? So healthy adults, if you don't have any signs or any other health risks, you still want to get your cholesterol checked every 4 to 6 years. And a lot of people haven't been to their healthcare provider. Here's your sign, right? You got to get there. You got to get that checked. That way you know over time how you're doing. So, next step, I want to give you 7 heart healthy tips and ways that you can lower your cholesterol, right? So say you've already been to your doctor, your healthcare provider, and something came back on your blood test. It says, oh, your lipid's a little bit high. Very important to mention here. Sorry, I'm a little bit scattered here. What are the normal levels of cholesterol, right? So you have cholesterol is measured in milligrams per deciliter. Your total cholesterol, you want that to be less than 200. Your LDL is your bad cholesterol, which I was describing, is more likely to make deposits. You want that to be less than 100 milligrams per deciliter. Your HDL is usually known as good cholesterol. You want that greater than or equal to 60. And then your triglycerides, all those, you want less than 150 milligrams. So if you're eating a high-fat diet or not enough of the heart-healthy foods, then that total number is going to go up, the LDL is going to go up, and the HDL is going to go down, and triglycerides are going to go up too. And that's a bad combination over time. Pretty much many lipids that's flowing through your bloodstream, and you're going to turn into mayonnaise. No. You just want to make sure you get your lipids checked out. All right, so here's the heart healthy tips. I got 7 of them. I'm gonna give them to you straight. Reduce your trans and saturated fat. So good news, January 1st, they were like, yo, don't use trans fats in foods anymore. Those were for like shelf stable foods. A lot of cookies and chips were used in making trans fats. Saturated fats, those are like your fats that are typically solid at room temperature. So fat is really, meats are a really good source of saturated fat. If you have a high fat diet, you're eating a lot of barbecue, you eat meat like 4 or 5 times a day, or just really big dosage of it, you're going to have some of the saturated fats. Other saturated fats, butter, um, ice cream, right? So read your food labels. You might be surprised some of your favorite foods are delicious, in part because they are high in saturated fat. So you want to make sure you check that out, and reduce those to, support your heart health and lower your cholesterol, right? Another thing you can do on the other side of fats, you want to increase your omega-3 fatty acids. So your fish, um, any of the common ones, shellfish are a little bit lower in omega-3 fatty acids, but like your salmon, mackerel, tuna, those are all pretty good sources. Seeds, cashews, those are good. Walnuts, any other ones, but peanuts are not a really good, strong source of omega-3 fatty acids. And so that's another way to lower your cholesterol, increasing your omega-3s. Leave a comment if, any of this is resonating you, or you're like, oh yeah, I'm glad I do that. Or, hey, I think I should eat more of that, right? Because we're here to, create change and promote better health habits, and make health an engaging part of your journey, right? So eating more, that's the big one. You might have heard several times that, you're supposed to eat 5+ servings of fruits and vegetables a day, because that's a good recommendation. Well, here's why. Because if you have more fiber, that's going to affect your cholesterol levels and your heart health overall. So do it. Even if you don't eat vegetables now, you can, build it up, one vegetable a day, 3 days a week, and kind of increase gradually, versus just not doing anything at all, right? The next one is exercise. I put 22+ minutes a day. The federal guideline here is 150 minutes per week of exercise. So that breaks down to a little bit less than 22. I think this is a really good place to start. You can break that up throughout the day, especially if you have a very sedentary lifestyle, right? So Fit for Freelance is intended for online entrepreneurs who work in home-based environments. So if you're typing all day or you are doing online work, you might not think about exercise as often, right? You might just have that sit all day lifestyle. So what we want to do is increase that. And especially if your cholesterol needs lowering, that's a really good way to do it. Taking walks, it doesn't have to be something killer. Body weight exercises, you can ride your bike, anything like that. Just getting active is going to lower your cholesterol as well. Don't smoke. This is a big one for some of you. If you smoke, you should stop smoking because it's not good for you. That will slow your cholesterol removal. It affects your immune system, right? So you won't be able to resorb that cholesterol deposit off artery walls as effectively, and that adds up over time, right? And then it also lowers your HDL, so that's also going to prevent you from reabsorbing that cholesterol. So don't smoke if your cholesterol numbers are high, or if you don't want them to go up higher. And that's mostly related to the cigarette tar and tobacco tar, but it's still not really great for you to be using a lot of nicotine either. Very addictive and a preventable cause of death, actually. So the next one here, drink less to lower triglycerides. And I don't mean drink less water. You always want to drink more water. This one is drink less alcohol, because that has been shown to increase your levels of triglycerides, and that's going to affect your overall lipid score and your cholesterol score there. So health risks, preventable health risks, you need better habits. And then another one, the final one, the seventh tip I have here is lose weight. And these aren't my tips. These are tips I found doing research online from the CDC and in Healthline. So these are evidence-based. Fit for Freelance core value is science-based. So losing weight, the good thing is if you're eating more fiber, you're exercising more, you're taking in more of those heart healthy fats, and you're not drinking as much, you're not smoking, right? So you have more capacity for exercise. Over time, you're going to lose weight. And so it's hard to tell exactly which comes first, like the chicken or the egg kind of thing with that. But if you are making these heart healthy choices, then you are also going to, lose weight and decrease your cholesterol levels. And all those things add up to better health outcomes, which is a big part of what we're trying to do here. So it's easy to get stuck casually implementing when you're trying to change those health habits, or you're establishing and starting new ones, right? Or maybe you might have tried a diet before and it didn't work out, or like new exercise program, anything like that. And so you get stuck casually implementing it. And over time, like you might gain a little weight around the midsection. And then you get that blood test result and your cholesterol is too high, right? So if you want confidence, realistic focus, and accountability. So these are the three pillars of the guilt-free framework right here. I bring this up. These are the things that are going to help you establish new habits and stick with them. And I also have this free guide that you can download, 4 minutes to start losing weight. It's the simplest steps to focus and build consistency now without a crazy diet. And so the link is in the description. I also have a group online that you can join. So if you need any help at all, you can just send me a message. And pretty much those are your tips to lowering your cholesterol. I'll give you a quick recap so you can become an adaptive fitness leader. So 1, reduce trans fats and saturated fats. Read your food labels. 2, increase your omega-3s, so more fish. Eat more fiber, fruits and veggies, 5+ servings a day. It's really good to get those in a smoothie too. Exercise 22 minutes a day, at least, right? So walking, getting active, stretching, yoga. Don't smoke, that slows your cholesterol removal. And then drink less to lower your triglycerides. Lower your triglycerides. And then finally, the last one is lose weight. So if you want help, if you have questions, my contact info is at the bottom. Send me a message. You know where to find me. And remember, keep practicing.